because I know my covenant rights. I know if God said it and God has decreed and God has declared that those that walk uprightly, he will not withhold any good thing from them. You ought to tell your neighbor, you ain't seen nothing yet. Yeah, because I'm trusting on what God has said. God is getting ready to release. We're on the verge of 2015 and God is getting ready to release an overflow. You've been waiting for the harvest, but it's time for overflow. And God has said, give and it shall be given. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, shall men give into your bosom. You ought to get your neighbor by the hand and say, you owe me something. Come on, don't be afraid of me. You ought to tell me, you owe me something. You got something in your bosom that belongs to me. Because when I give unto the Lord says to give and it shall be given unto you. And I don't know how you feel about it, but God will use your measuring stick to bless you. He said the same measure you melt is the same measure I'm going to measure back to you. You have to tell your neighbor, you got something in your bosom for me. Yes, my position, your position. You can't earn the promise. You got to receive the promise. And the promise literally rests on what God said. Some of y'all listen to the wrong folks. You got to listen to what God says. He says, I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. If I weigh 60 pounds or 600 pounds, I'm fearfully, I don't have a suffix. This is what God has said. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. I wish I had one or two people to know that it might form, but it cannot prosper because God said. Somebody said God said. And when God says it, his goodness is on the line, his character is on the line, his influence and his power is on the line. So here it is. Abraham went against hope. At least I keep you too long. He went against all possibilities. He went against all probability. He went against all possibilities. He believed in the hope of the promise. And Abraham, the text says, was not weak in faith despite thinking about his own physical inability. Every now and then you'll get weak in your faith. Every now and then you find yourself trying to stagger and try to wonder. Every now and then, can I talk to some real people in here? Abraham says, I've got to go against what I'm believing the God for. I've got to go against this despite of my own physical frailties. In spite of my age, I still can glorify him in my old age. And some of us must understand, baby, you may be getting older, but you ought to be getting better. You're getting older, but you ought to be getting sweeter. You're getting older, which suggests you ought to know how to work this thing by now. You've been older, but seems like you ought to have some experience. Just to be I got some experience in this now. See, when I used to do it, I didn't know what I was doing, but now I wish I had some. But now people in here that says, you know what, God, I thank you for the experience. I thank you for the process, because where you are taking me, I needed that to get to where you have ordained for my life. I'm going against hope. I'm going against what I see. I know they're trying to discourage you not to do it. I know they'll hope that you don't do it. I know they're whispering, hoping that you don't make the next move. But I guarantee you, when you go against hope, God will meet you at your place of faith. Even at his own inabilities, the brother was 100 years old. His body was now dead. You got to understand here the research in this text. You got to understand the historicity of the text. The text said that the boy's body was dead, which it suggests that the boy didn't have anything going on. He reminded me of the brothers, Deacon Howard, 65 and 70 years old, would just go up to the mall and sit there on the chairs and realize ain't nothing they do but just sit there and just watch people come and go. See, they ain't got no reason for existence. They just go to the mall and just sit there on the mall. They ain't really got nothing to do, but they just looking at. I wish I had some help in here. This boy was so old. He was near 100 years old. The boy's body was about dead. It was inhumanly impossible for this brother to be able to believe God. Don't go, yeah, I'll call you when I need you. What happened is that the brother was so old that the brother knew that his heyday was over. The brother knew ain't no way in the world, God, but you know what? Tell your neighbor, keep on trusting God. Come on, tell them, keep on trusting God. Yeah, because faith, watch this. I'm almost out of here, but faith goes beyond human potentials. Faith will always acknowledge the existence of the one who is not bound by the limitations of the created order. Yo, just listen. Can I back up one more time? I said faith. Tell your neighbor faith. Faith acknowledges the existence of the one who is not bound by the limitations of the created order. And I thank God I serve a God. I'm going to preach in a minute. But the God I serve is not bound by the laws of gravity. The God I serve is not bound by aerodynamics in space. Oh, faith knows where God is present. And there's nothing that lies outside of the human realm of possibilities. Can I preach here? When you got faith in God, folk will look at you all strange. And when you lay out your requests, and I'm learning you can't talk too soon. I'm learning you can't tell too many people your vision, because faith will scare some people. And if the truth be told, you scared too. But you are trusting God. Can I get some help in here? Our faith says, I have confidence in the one that's not bound by the limitations of the created order. So the God that we serve is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that I'm able to ask or think, according to the power that works within us. And Abraham now, his ability to produce a son was dead. And you got to understand, the man was dead. And the perfect principle in the Greek, it means that his reproductive organs had stopped functioning, where they were dead forever and could never again function. Can I tell you, Viagra couldn't help him? Oh, can I tell you, staying up all night, ain't nothing he can take to help him. This brother's organs have completely shut down. The text says, when you read it, it implies that the boy's body was completely wore out. Oh, I wish I had some help in here. Oh God, I wish I could preach it like I fit. His body was completely wore out. And can I give you this for signs? And that's the reason why some of us in here can't praise God, because your body is so wore out from praising the devil. Now you got saved, you want to sit there and look all reserved. But I wish I had somebody in this house that said, Lord, I want to thank you. I ain't afraid to tell my age. I'm 70, I'm 75. It's a testament to the glory of God. Why are you trying to conceal his glory? I'm 80 and still strong, 90 and still strong. I know you want to be a Vita or a Davita or some kind of Vita, but baby, when your stuff becomes dead, your stuff is just, it's not humanly possible. He and Sarah, she's 90, he's almost 100. And they don't have the ability to reproduce. Text says, again, fixed hope.
Okay. Come on.
He believed in hope.
Unpack it.
And in verse 19, it clearly uses the word considered.
Okay.
Abraham thought about the matter. Abraham fixed his thoughts, his mind, and his attention on the matter. The text said he considered. Tell your neighbor it's all right to consider. The text said that he considered not